Hello and welcome to the Lost Art Podcast. I'm Gar and I'm here with Helmet.
How are you doing?
And this week we're going to look at something. I say every week I say we're going to look at something interesting, but this one is actually very interesting.
You mean you were lying all the other times?
I'm going to be honest with you, I lied a lot. Some of them, like the themes weren't interesting until you get into the meat of it, you know?
We're charged with telling the truth here, Gar.
Well, as we read it, as it's told to us. So this week, it's kind of a little carry-on, a little continuation of our Killers podcast. But this time, we're doing Killed.
Got killed.
They got deaded. They got a big bowl of dead served to them for breakfast. So we picked a bunch of musicians. We tried not to be overly obvious. There's a couple of nice little spicy ones in there. A few spicy boys in there.
A few fucking horrifically tragic.
They're all pretty terrible. I mean, there was people killed. It's no crack.
That's why we're doing this one as sober as possible.
Yeah, this is the first one we're doing this evening, so we have a little bit of respect for the brown bread.
Yeah. Doesn't even make any sense. A bit of respect for the brown bread. This is him trying, folks. This is him trying.
And I'm full of pain today as well. I might come out. I'm sore. I don't know what I done. Slept weird or something.
You might come out. It might come out.
Yeah, the evil might come out of me.
Oh, right. Well,
the
at
badness.
least you've given your disclaimer now.
Exactly. Okay, let's do it. So these are musicians who were killed either tragically or horrifically. And none of them are any crack.
Mutually exclusive terms.
Kind of. Right, who's your first one?
It's the guitarist from Pantera, Dimebag Darrell. Darrell Abbott. Yeah. Listen, he's definitely one of the greatest guitarists, not just metal guitarists, one of the great guitarists.
And he's definitely dead.
He did get died, yeah, unfortunately. I'm always a massive fan of Pantera, but I don't like being a Pantera fan, if you get me.
There's probably nothing worse on earth, actually, than being a Pantera fan.
Like, they're worse than Till fans.
They probably are.
And I love both of the bands.
Yeah.
But Pantera fans are the kind of person that gets a copy of Vulgar Display of Power, and if you're lucky, the only other album they'll ever listen to is possibly Far Beyond Driven. Yeah. They won't go outside that band. Once that's it. Pantera is on. They get to Cowboys from Hell Tattoo. Yeah. And then they don't need to listen to anything with a melody or everything else is gay.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I only like those two albums.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Great Southern Train Kill and I'll do nothing for me.
What about Cowboys from Hell?
Cowboys from Hell is grand.
That's
but
true.
It's not. It's grand. Half of it is grand.
I know, it's great.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it.
I like Cemetery Gates.
Yeah. So, I love when people do that at karaoke and you're like, you're never getting that last one. You're never getting that last gate. You're not even getting the second last gate. If you're lucky, you'll get the third last.
He can't even do that now.
No.
There's no fucking way he can.
Speaking of Cemetery Gates.
Yes.
He was killed on stage. This is possibly our only on stage death.
So far.
Yeah. Not in the world. Just
there's been a few.
Just like on stage murder in this podcast. So he's playing with after Pantera broke up, he's playing in Damage Plan. In 2004, they're playing in Columbus, Ohio. And as they're playing their first song, super fan Nathan Gale gets on stage and shoots Dimebag. Dead. He shot him multiple times. And what he didn't know is until recently that he shot killed a few people, but he killed 3 other people.
Really?
Including the head of security who tackled him, but was shot as he was tackling them.
Yeah.
A fan died, and I think another member of the crew.
Fuck.
A lot of people say that the myth going around is that he said when he got on stage, "This is for breaking up Pantera."
Really?
That's what everyone said.
I read something like that before. Yeah.
Turns out it's not true.
Really?
Well, according to everyone at that gig that was around that area, no words were spoken.
You just got up and started shooting.
So I had to figure out, okay, why? If that wasn't the reason why. So I dug a little bit deeper into it.
He was mad.
I think he was definitely mad. I think that is a huge indicator of madness.
Yep. Shooting people.
Yeah. So this lad was huge. Like, he was an offensive lineman for a semi-professional American football team. Apparently he listened to Pantera before every game to get himself mad hyped.
Okay.
And he was in a band, and one of his old bandmates said that he used to write lyrics for the songs they were doing, but they were all singing. He was singing Pantera lyrics over them songs. And then someone went, man, I think that they're Pantera's lyrics. And apparently went, no, they're mine. Pantera stole them on me, and I'm going to sue them.
Okay.
So,
All right.
we'll never know if that was really the reason. That
We will. Like, I can tell you right now.
Sounds like...
That's not real.
What do you mean it's not real?
That they didn't steal his lyrics.
No, I know he didn't steal it, but is that the reason he shot him?
Yeah, he's just mad.
He's
just mad.
he's just mad.
Like, he's just mad. There's no...
Yeah, no, definitely, he's just mad. But what I'm saying is that what made him get up there?
Maybe. I mean, there's flavours of mad. You know what I mean?
Maybe it's both. Maybe it's because he's mad. Yeah, like,
I think it's just mad.
Yeah.
Just mad.
But yeah, but I want to know what the little,
also, this is... Think about it. That's a good, what year was that?
15 years ago.
Yeah, so that's a good solid, 5-6 years before mad people were treated, equally. Right? When you think about it.
Which I hate.
Yeah, not into it. But, now, you fucking... It's a syndrome or something, you know what I mean? And you get a tablet.
Also, wasn't as many shootings then as well. So this would classify as a mass shooting. It must be more than...
I don't know what the numbers is. It's public shooting.
Public shooting, yeah. You just call it that instead of mass, maybe, yeah.
I don't know what the number has to be for a mass shooting.
I think he possibly shot about 6 people, but killed 4.
Massive lack of crack.
Yeah, he shouldn't be doing that.
You shouldn't. First of all, you shouldn't be going to a gig with a gun.
No.
And you definitely shouldn't be going to a gig where you're planning on killing the people you paid to go and see.
Just go and listen to more Pantera.
Counterintuitive,
If
really.
he had stuck around, right, he would have been able to see Phil Anselmo doing Pantera songs now.
He's doing Pantera songs now because fucking loads of the boys are dead. 2 of the boys fucking croaked, yeah?
Yeah.
So...
That's right, he's actually, that's a good point. Vinny died as well, and he's buried beside his brother.
each other, yeah. Because they were mad into each other. Because they were brothers.
Because they were brothers.
Yeah.
Because
they were brothers. No, fucking...
This is not going to go well.
If he hadn't killed him, realistically, Vinny is more replaceable than Dimebag. Let's call it. You know what I mean? You don't want any of them. Who's the other guy? Rex, isn't it?
Rex, yeah.
He's still kicking
Rex
around.
Harrington, I think. No, that's not a second name. Is that your man from...
Rex Everything is Nick Oliveri from the Dwarves. That's his Dwarves name, but I don't know what.
In 2005, the copper that shot him, Niggermeyer, that's his name, was cleared of any wrongdoing, obviously.
Of course.
He's praised for his actions. He was even... Your man who shot Dimebag's mother said I give the man credit for...
Really? Saving a load more people.
Exactly. Unfortunately, despite getting the awards from America's Most Wanted and a few other people and heroic awards and stuff like that, he retired from the force with PTSD over the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of shitty. And
it's not your job shooting people, no? If you're a copper.
Yeah, I think you definitely don't want to do it. Yeah, of course it is, yeah. It was the worst end of the job. That's like at the end of the night having to clean up jacks in that multiplied by 7 million.
All right, yeah.
So think of the worst part of your job, I hope that you'll never have to... Oh, no.
Someone took a shite in the urinal once.
Yeah.
And that had to be cleaned up.
But this is worse.
No, I think I'd rather shoot someone.
Shoot a mentler in the head?
Yeah, easy. I
can't say mentler.
Oh, yeah, no, it's 2000 and whatever year it is.
Well, I'm thinking... We're
no, it was back then. He was just mad.
It's just mad.
Perfect.
The funeral, obviously, was attended by lots of stars, so did you know. He was buried in... Get the name of this thing right. He was buried with Eddie Van Halen's guitar, donated by Eddie Van Halen from a Bumblebee guitar from the third album, the back of it or something like that. I don't know. I don't really listen to Van Halen. I know he was buried with that famous guitar in a Kiss casket.
Really?
That was donated by Gene Simmons.
Apparently
Kiss have actual caskets.
They have caskets, yeah, I've seen them.
So he's buried in one of them with Eddie Van Halen's guitar.
Really? I have seen Kiss caskets before, yeah.
That's kind of cool. They will stop at nothing to brand every possible thing that can be branded.
Damn the Misfits and Ghosts. Just the trifecta of dirt merchandise. Yeah.
And not to get too much into Ghost, but Misfits and Kiss are his 2 favourite bands, so he's no problem merchandising anything.
Now, I am as guilty as anyone. I bought Misfits shoelaces. Bought shoelaces. Have the Crimson Ghost all over them. I bought Misfits Christmas tree lights. I've bought Misfits clocks. You name it. I've bought it.
You'll never be late for a Misfits gig.
Exactly. Well, we might get one. The rumour doing the rounds, they might be doing a European stint.
That'd be pretty savage.
Yeah, we might have discovered a gig that I will travel for.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Right, so that's my first one. Dimebag, massive fucking loss. Massive loss.
Big time.
I hated how everyone acted. And I was working in rock clubs and people come going, they play a song for Dimebag. I'm like, well...
He can't hear it.
He can't hear it.
Yeah, he's not here.
So I'll play a song for you.
And even if he was alive, he still wouldn't hear it.
I'll play a song for you to enjoy it. which is what you're actually fucking asking me to do. So here's your first one.
I picked a weird one, and I only discovered them today. I took one out of the list.
Yeah, you had. I noticed that. You swapped one out today.
I swapped one out because I just stumbled upon a fucking beautiful one. Okay, so
Death and murder is not beautiful.
No, that's just the story itself.
Unless if the perpetrators are killed in jail. Well, that's not saying I believe in that kind of punishment, except everyone does
that kind of justice, of course.
Everyone does a little bit.
You want that dirty caveman justice. Caveman justice is the best justice. So I picked a guy called Chalino Sanchez, and he was a Mexican singer-songwriter. He was born in 1960. Now,
we have a Mexican person on this list.
Do you?
Well.
Yeah. So
had it first. Now it just looks like I'm copying you. Go on. You always do this, Gar. The Lennon's fucking. Go on.
So his story is really interesting.
What kind of music was it? Mexican music. It's the broad umbrella term. Mexican music.
Okay, he doesn't really get into music until later on in his life.
Right.
So when he's 15, he's the youngest of 7 siblings, right? There's obviously nothing to do in fucking Mexico but bang and make babies. So he has 7 fucking brothers and sisters. 7. Now, when he's 15, he witnesses his sister being raped by a local fucking powerful, I don't know whether he's a drug lord or whatever, but a local powerful man. And about 4 years later, he's at a party and he sees this man who raped his sister. So he pulls out his gun, shoots him, kills him.
Right.
Then runs away. He runs away to Tijuana.
Yeah, you probably went wrong.
And the only thing he brings to Tijuana with him...
Coolest named place in the world.
Yeah, isn't it?
Love it.
Tijuana. So he runs away to Tijuana, and all he brings with him is his gun and his Jesus Malverde chain, right? So a Jesus Malverde chain is he's like the patron saint of narcotics. Right? He's one of these local saints.
Right.
I don't think he's anything to do with Jesus, to be honest with you. He's just this weird looking Carlos Escobar looking.
But like in a lot of places in Latin America, they are looked up to as people who save communities.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So they are completely like.
Oh yeah, 100%. So he's like he's the patron saint of narcotics and crime in whatever part of Mexico that Chalino grew up in. So that's all he had when he went to Tijuana. While he's in Tijuana, he gets into a bar fight with a guy, and the guy shoots him, right? And he shoots the other guy, kills the other guy. So he gets put away, goes into jail. Spends a couple of years in jail. Now, it's considered kind of self-defense, but I think it's manslaughter or whatever. So he has to do a stint in jail. While he's in
Getting shot probably took a few years off the old...
Exactly.
Well, I won't say his life. But.
So while he's in there, he starts getting into these corrido songs. Now, corrido songs are like a traditional style of Mexican kind of folk songs.
Right.
And what they do is they're talking about... how the government kind of oppresses you, and you know how the working man has to fight extra hard to get by, and so he starts kind of messing around with this kind of stuff.
Prison's a great place to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to get a lot of stories, even if they're not yours.
Now, what happens is that he's not he didn't necessarily invent what's called the narco corrido. He doesn't necessarily invent it, but he kind of popularizes it.
Yeah.
And what narco corridos are like songs that are written for drug cartels to popularize them, okay? So in some local Mexican like cities and villages, the local kind of narcotics cartels are seen as heroes, right? That give back to the poor, you know, steal from the rich, give the Robin Hood kind of syndrome. Yeah. So he starts writing these narco corridos. Now, the problem with writing narco corridos is that if you're writing a narco corrido for someone, your local drug dealing squad cartel, then that's going to piss off one of the other cartels, all right? Because you're elevating
especially
them.
If it's a banger.
Exactly. Imagine he's writing absolute outrageous killers, right?
You can't even get him into the gang.
Exactly.
You can't do that.
He's locked in. He's a Boas fan. He's writing songs for Boas, and the Shamrock Rovers fans are not happy, right? So Rovers are pissed off that Boas have fucking Chalino Sanchez writing songs about how deadly Bows football team are.
And Bows would probably stick him on a jersey as well.
Exactly.
Like Bob Marley.
With no copyright whatsoever.
No copyright.
Because one lad that was in the Whalers once said they could do it. Who now lives in Dublin. That's a great story. We should do that again. So he's writing these narco corridos, gets really famous, really, really popular. He starts going to... Las Vegas, LA, to these recording studios and just banging out albums upon albums of narco corridos. However, he goes back to his hometown where he was born and plays a gig. This is 1992.
This is where he shot your man.
He actually shot a guy in Coachella